Hey guys, welcome back to Lift More Monday. Today we're going to be talking about the box jump. Now the box jump has gotten a lot of popularity in recent years because people love to put all over Instagram and all over YouTube how high of a box they can jump onto. But we've kind of lost the goal in all of this in terms of why we're doing the box jump to begin with. And one of our favorite sayings from Dan John is, keep the goal the goal. So when we're doing box jumps with our athletes, our number one priority is to produce power by displacing our hips from the point where we're jumping from to a point as high as we can. That means we're actually traveling and being able to move our hips from that low point higher through triple extension and through driving through the floor. And that's where we're going to really get our power production increased, is from seeing those hips move from that starting position to the high point or the peak of the jump. What we're not going to try to do is jump onto as high a box as we can, where instead of actually moving our hips from that point where we're leaving the ground to the peak of the jump, we're just jumping and then tucking our knees as high as we can to our chest, rounding our lumbar spine, and landing super low on the box. That's a stunt. It's potentially dangerous to the athlete because if they don't make it on the box, they now have to come off the box and could potentially hurt themselves. And in the end, again, it doesn't actually increase power anymore or increase the height that they're jumping anymore. It's just for show. So what we're trying to do with the box jump is jump as high as we possibly can and then use the box to absorb a little bit of the force and make it so that we don't have to come all the way down to the floor and absorb that force. Now that's not appropriate at all times, but there are certain times of year with certain athletes or in the beginning of our plyometric progressions where we may want to absorb some of that force coming down and take a little bit of impact off the body. But the goal is still to jump as high as humanly possible, displacing those hips. So Cody's going to show a couple good jumps first, where he's going to begin in a good position. He's going to explode up, jump as high as he can, and then land high, but land in a good position. So go ahead, Cody. Good. Steps off. And what we can see here is that Cody's trying to drive his head through the ceiling by pushing the ground away, and he's going to land high on the box. And one more. Good. Relax. So Cody is using only a 24-inch box. He can jump onto a much higher box, but that doesn't help him at all. What he's trying to do right now is maximize the amount of distance he's driving vertically and then land in a good position, nice and high on the box. Now he's going to demonstrate a couple where his hips don't move at all and he lands very low, which defeats the purpose of the jump. So we can watch from the position that his hips begin to the position where his hips end, he's actually only clearing a couple inches of distance. This is not going to help improve his power output at all. So he's going to show one more where he's clearing as high as he can, pushing that ground away and landing in a good position. Good. And we can see here the apex of his jump where his hips traveled was much further on the first three and that last one than the couple in the middle. So remember, when you're having athletes do box jumps or when you're performing box jumps to try to improve power, keep the goal, jump as high as you can, and then choose a box that allows you to land high and absorbs a little bit of force with the goal in mind of always producing as much power as you can, not seeing how high of a box you can jump onto. That's Lift More Monday. We'll see you guys next week.